Hey guys, I'm Alan here with Kat Bailey, who just got out of the Mortal Kombat 1 panel. Kat, right off the bat, what is the most exciting thing that you saw at the panel?
Well, I mean, they announced like 6 new characters, so I think that's a good place to start.
Absolutely. So who are the new characters for the DLC?
Oh my gosh, let me try and think of all of them because most of them have been leaked. The big ones, the headliners, we got Peacemaker, we got Homelander, we got Omni-Man, so we already knew those were coming. But, I mean, of course they were leaked, but they were very exciting. Peacemaker in particular has become very popular recently.
Absolutely.
Homelander, we got Gen V coming out for the boys, and Homelander has been appearing in things like Call of Duty recently, so it's not surprising. But also, Homelander is basically Superman from Injustice, so it makes a lot of sense for him to be showing up in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that seems like a no-brainer to sort of integrate within that genre. Now, tell me about Omni-Man. What do we get to learn about his integration into the game?
Well, Omni-Man is a character from Invincible. He's an Image Comics character, and he also has a little bit of a Superman character look to him. He's played by J.K. Simmons in Invincible. We didn't get to see much of these characters. We only saw confirmation that they exist, so they all came down, basically, starting with Omni-Man, then Peacemaker walked in, and then Homelander came down, and that was the stinger, and Homelander got the biggest cheer by far.
Absolutely. I'm not surprised about that at all. Now, you mentioned 6 characters. We've only talked about 3. Who are the remaining 3 mystery characters that you
Well, we got 3 new returning characters for the Mortal Kombat roster. All 3 of them playable.
All right.
They're not part of the cameos, which is a little bit, not controversial, but people like to see their favorite characters be playable rather than just sort of be assists. So all 3 of them are playable. We have Li Mei, who hasn't been seen in quite a while. I don't think she's been around since Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and she's been recast by Kelly Hu, who has previously played a different Mortal Kombat character. Also, we got Baraka.
Oh, nice.
Baraka, you might remember him from Mortal Kombat 2, bad teeth, swords for arms. And then finally, we got Tanya.
That's so exciting.
All 3 of them, Tanya and Li Mei, are working together, but they're also sort of in opposition to one another, because Li Mei has been a little controversial. She got cast out of her particular order. So they're kind of together, but at the same time, a little bit at odds. And then, of course, Baraka is Baraka, but he's different in this one.
Oh, yeah? How so?
In previous games, he's been kind of an almost like an alien monster race, right? This one, he's kind of a dude, but he has a, shall we say, disease that gives him the big monster teeth.
All right.
Yeah.
He's just a guy this time around. I love it.
Just a guy, but with blades for arms.
Yeah, with blades for arms.
That he stabs in the head.
Super cool. Now, this is, of course, Mortal Kombat 1. It's a big rebrand, restructure. What can you tell us about any details around the story around that rebrand of Mortal Kombat 1?
Yeah, we already knew that it was basically a reboot of the previous games. So in the previous Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang becomes the god of fire and is able to basically reboot the universe. It begins with a big bang. And there's, I guess, a lot of conversation around, is this going to be like a BSG-style reboot? Is it going to be an alternate timeline in Star Trek? And ultimately, they're like, okay, well, let's just start fresh, because one of the things about Mortal Kombat was that it had the Naruto problem, I should say. Where they kept introducing more and more powerful villains.
Yeah,
and
the power creep is real.
The power creep is real, and at a certain point you go, how can we keep going like this? So they're going back to the beginning a little bit, and it makes sense that Shang Tsung is like he's a villain. We don't know if he's the big bad in this one, but you know that he's going around the countryside, stirring up trouble. Liu Kang is clearly very troubled about this. He's working with Li Mei as well. The thing that stands out to me about this reboot is that it's very colorful. It's actually kind of tranquil, and this is because of Liu Kang's influence on the world. It's more tranquil. It's a little more peaceful. The living forest, whereas the trees would have previously eaten people, now they're a lot more peaceful. So it's a bit nicer. But they also said, don't worry, this isn't a Diablo 3 situation. There's still going to be kind of dark Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, is like, it's colorful, but it's still going to be gory, right?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, you saw that in the trailer. You were seeing Li Mei electrify a guy's intestines and then bicycle kick off their heads. So definitely going to be still Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, did you get to see any other like fatalities throughout the panel?
There were a whole bunch of them. Like, it was a super cut, right? So we saw Baraka stabbing people in the head, and we saw a person getting their spine ripped out, you know. you always got to have the spine ripped
Of
out.
course, yeah, it's a
Getting kicked into
staple in the
portals.
franchise.
Interestingly, somebody asked if there would be babalities in this one. And
Okay.
They said, well, you know, friendships, animalities, babalities. We like to go back to the ones we haven't seen in a while. So they said it could happen. They're not confirming, but it could happen.
Now, we know about all these new characters. We know about the new story that's coming out. Did they reveal any changes that are coming now that Mortal Kombat 1 will be available on next-gen consoles? Is there any sort of Easter eggs or details that people can look out for at home?
No, that's interesting. So they did talk a little bit about what the power of the next-gen consoles can do. It definitely gave them a lot more options. The levels are more expanded. You have cute little interactions like a robot, I guess, that will clean up blood, which I kind of like.
That's adorable.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Very cute. I think it belongs to Johnny Cage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a little Roomba, but for blood. Very Mortal
Just like,
Kombat.
yeah, go out, clean it,
it's so
please.
cute. And then also, you can see a lot more of the details in the individual costumes, the stitching and things like that.
Yeah.
And I have to say that the actual cutscenes are very impressive. It's a good-looking game. Like, you can really see the production values in this one. And then they also teased a much expanded story mode. Now, story mode is a big deal
Right.
in Mortal Kombat because, I mean, it's what really sets it apart from games like Street Fighter. Street Fighter has a good single player this time around, but nothing on the level of the production values of Mortal
Absolutely.
Kombat.
Yeah, it's very cinematic in that way.
People are super into the lore and the universe, and so to hear that it's going to be so much bigger, so much expanded, something that maybe they've never seen before is really intriguing.
Well, Kat, thank you so much. That was so exciting. Really excited to see more about Mortal Kombat 1. And for everything else Mortal Kombat, stay tuned to IGN.